combat sports have a reputation for being very negative, you know, because of the violence and the trash talk and all of this kind of thing. But I remember seeing on your social media there was a fundraiser going on for a young Irish fighter who I believe was injured, and I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, Ian, that's just recently, yeah, you mean, of course, yeah, he had an unfortunate accident in training. It's happened during like a wrestling session, and he fell, and I believe he fractured his spine, I believe somewhere in his neck. And he is now confined to a bed, you know, and from what I understand, reading on his Instagram, is that he is going to be confined to a wheelchair, you know, and there is a very small chance that he might be able to walk, but he needs to go to Germany to get the treatment that he needs. And but obviously there's no funding available, and we're trying to, you know, fundraise for that, you know, and all the communities kind of got together, and we're trying to raise the funds, and we're hoping that we'll be able to, you know, get him the money that he needs, and hopefully he recovers and is able to walk again. You know, that's just one of those very unfortunate things, you know, but it happens in any sport. I mean, look at Michael Schumacher, you know, he competed in such a dangerous sport his whole life, and nothing happened to him, not a scratch. And then, you know, a skiing trip with his family, and look what a horrible, you know, transpired from that, you know. So now what, people shouldn't go skiing? Of course not, you know, it's just one of those things, you know, you have to be careful, but unfortunately, you know, sometimes fate just, you know, it happens, and you know, that's...
Do you think it says a lot about the wider combat sports community that they would pull together in a situation like this? I believe yourself and Paddy Holohan as well were talking about having a wheelchair boxing match to raise money for charity, and I know a lot of MMA fighters and boxers do a lot of charitable work. Do you think that the reputation for being a very negative sport is earned, or is it a mischaracterization?
That's definitely mischaracterization for any group. You know, a group of people will always have the same people, you know what I mean? There's always, in every group, you will find good guys, you will find all right guys, and you will find bad guys, always. That's just, no matter what group you assemble, whether they do ballroom dancing or they do boxing or MMA or anything else, you know, you will always have that. But in terms of us coming together to fundraise, I believe that's just a human thing, you know. Like for me, like when somebody reaches out, for example, to me, and they say like, okay, like the wheelchair fight, let's talk about that. You know, the guys reach out to me and say, look, I'm in a wheelchair. He described his story, how it happened to him, and he says, look, there is a lot of money needed to help people like me. You know, we have to raise money to help them, and we have to raise media attention and everything, and this will result in them being able to get the services that they really, really require. It will make their life better. So to me, it's like, yeah, that's no brainer. Of course I'm going to do it. I'm not going to say no to that. As long as I have, you know, time, and, you know, I'm not, you know, doing it. But even if I don't really have time, I will try and make time for that, because this is something that, yes, it's the right thing to do. So I will do it. And I think like everybody else is like that. And that's why when there's a big issue at stake, when there is a big misfortune like it is now with Ian, of course people come together. That's just human nature. You know, we come together and we help people when they need help.